The Timber Magistrates Court next, which is in Hammanskraal in the northern part of Pretoria. This is where a 26-year-old man is set to appear for allegedly murdering his ex-girlfriend, Gaugelo Marota. Mfana Ngwenya is said to have returned to his home after the attack, where he also stabbed his girlfriend multiple times, that 20-year-old victim surviving the attack.
I don't want court to give him a bail, because once they can give him a bail, I will arrest him myself. So wish a death penalty can come back. That's my wish. Yeah, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
So do you all remember the story I covered a while ago? I don't know why I said covered, because I'm not a journalist or anything. But the story about how the 26-year-old murdered his ex-girlfriend and stabbed his girlfriend multiple times before bragging about it on social media. I don't know about you, but that man basically embarrassed every single South African man, bro. Take it the way you want to, bro. He embarrassed every single person. But it brought up a very interesting topic, because I watched the video, the interview of the victim's father and uncle, and he said some really interesting stuff. And it's a talk that has been happening in South Africa for a while, the death penalty. And I'm about to say a lot of things about this death penalty today. I may rattle some feathers. I honestly don't give a shit, you know what I'm talking about. And some of you may agree with me, some of you not. But like I said, you know what I'm talking about. So here goes. I am against the death penalty. Now hear me out. Hear me out, right? So it brings me back to the 26-year-old who murdered the girlfriend, right? Basically got on social media to brag about. He was bragging about it. You can't tell me he was confessing on social media. Why would you? You know, it's the reason why I sort of stepped back from social media, because social media has a sort of demonic, satanic element to it. You know what I'm talking about? How can you kill someone, actually attempt to kill two people, successfully kill one individual, and then brag about it on social media for clicks? You know what I'm talking about? Which is stupid, because you can't tell me for monetary gain, bro. You're going to prison, you're not going to get none of the money. But anyways, it shows how cruel South African men can be, how cruel African men can be. But like I said, bro, it's not every single person, it's not everyone who's a dickhead, you know what I'm saying? It's not everybody who is able to be a demon in that sense. You know what I'm talking about? You'll know, if you've been watching my YouTube channel for a while, you know that I believe that demons aren't necessarily spiritual beings, but the demons are the people you have around you. So you always gotta assume it's not a safe habit, but I feel like you always gotta assume that the person next to you is a crook, the person next to you is a criminal. But like I said, you can also assume that the person next to you is an angel if you are a person who believes the world is lovey-dovey and all that. You know what I'm talking about? If you think about how the justice system has sort of failed a lot of people in South Africa, man, it's sort of like, you're not surprised when the community takes justice into their own hands, or when a person's family decides to take care of a perpetrator themselves. You know what I'm talking about? If this 26-year-old were to get bail, I heard the dad saying on the interview, I'm gonna drop it here, but yeah, I'm gonna drop it here.
Because once they can give him a bail, I will arrest him myself.
He said he would basically take it into his own hands, bro. And you can imagine how many of these stories had to play out where the justice system sort of failed, you know what I'm talking about? And then revenge had to take its course, and then more shit had to happen, you know what I'm talking about? And more people to go to prison, you know what I'm talking about? So I wouldn't blame the system, but I would blame the justice system specifically, because stuff like this, bro, it's murder. Murder is a serious crime. Taking another person's life is a serious crime, and I don't think you should be getting bail, bro, especially when it's proven. Like he basically bragged about it online, and it's the reason why this dad thinks the death penalty should be reintroduced in South Africa. Let me give a bit of background on the death penalty. So the death penalty was basically introduced during the colonial era, around 1652 in South Africa. You know what I'm talking about? It was usually for like a wide range of crimes. So I would imagine you'd piss on the side of a sidewalk, you know what I'm talking about, piss on someone's lawn, and you prisoned, death penalty, you know what I'm talking about? But then it was revamped, and then it was only sort of served for individuals who do like gruesome crimes, you know what I'm talking about, stuff like murder, treason, and the most common one, rape. You know what I'm talking about? I say most common because how many times do we hear about people raping other people every single day, bro? It's a weird country we live in. But then it was abolished in like 1995. I think it was the Constitutional Court. The Constitutional Court ruling, which is logical if you think about it. The death penalty, bro, it's sort of inhumane, you know what I'm talking about, and it's inconsistent with the constitutional right to life, you know what I'm talking about. In fact, the the overall, should I say overall, the overall right to life, human right, you know what I'm talking about? It's very inconsistent. Who has the right to decide that this person needs to die? You know what I'm talking about? I believe there's no one on earth who has that kind of power. You know what I'm talking about? It's the reason why it was abolished, because it was thought to be cruel, inhumane, and a degrading punishment. But like I said, it's inconsistent with the right to life. But when I think about the death penalty, right, and I think about how everything is happening nowadays, you know what I'm talking about, there's a lot of framing that happens, a lot of framing, and you'll be surprised. No, this is not me. I love movies, okay, but I haven't watched movies in a while. I love movies, and most of you may use that against me, but I've seen this shit happen, right? I've seen an individual in my community get framed for raping a child who he'd never even touched. You know what I'm talking about? Like, the child literally said, this man didn't do nothing to me. You know what I'm talking about? The child was real, but then just because the mother didn't like this man, he was framed and he was beaten almost to death. You know what I'm talking about? I've heard of people defending themselves. In fact, I know an individual who was defending himself from individual. I mean, I don't know the whole story, but he was basically defending himself. Like, think about this, bro. If you get into an argument with a person at a bar, right, or at a tavern, and then you go home, and then the person follows you to your home and threatens you and basically gets physical, and you defend yourself, but you end up killing them, isn't that self-defense? And I'm talking about, yeah, it's a very complicated one. But now he's in prison serving. But you know what I'm talking about. He may have not been like framed specifically, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm getting at. Some people may look at my video, which is the most viewed video right now, about how I think General Nhlanhla can, you know, how I believe he could be a great leader for this country, and you know how I think he should be sort of like placed in that position. You know what I'm talking about? Some people may look at that and think it's an act of treason. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. There's dumbass people out there. I've seen the comments. You know what I'm talking about? There's dumbass people out there, bro. You know what I'm talking about. Think about stuff like that, framing, and all these false claims, all these framings and stuff. Imagine if the death penalty would come into effect. You know, talking. I find it hard to believe that a person was framed back then and sort of had to face the death penalty after that. You know, what I'm talking about, after being framed. These things happen. You know, what I'm talking about. These things happen. People have money. People have connections. People are powerful out there, and do one thing, say one thing, and you know, what I'm talking about. It's the reason why I think the death penalty is inhumane. It's inhumane. I get it, bro. I get it. It's painful. You know what I'm talking about? I get it's painful, but put yourself in their shoes, for example. This thing can happen to everybody, bro. You can't say that I will not kill somebody by mistake. You know what I'm talking about? The rape and the treason one, maybe treason, okay? Maybe you can say something that may be seen as treason. You know what I'm talking about? But is that even common nowadays? You know what I'm saying? But the rape one, I find it hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that a person can accidentally rape an individual. You know what I'm talking about? I find it hard to believe. You know what I'm talking about? So maybe that one, maybe bring back the death penalty for that one. But again, framing, you know what I'm talking about? So this isn't about protecting the criminals in our country. This is about being humane, bro. Let's be humane, bro. I'm gonna close with this. I don't usually do this, right? I'm not faithful or anything. I'm not a spiritual individual, but I thought I should go to the Bible too, you know what I'm talking about, to sort of reinforce this video, you know what I'm talking about. If you look at Genesis 9 verse 6, right? Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. For in the image of God he made men. You know what I'm talking about? What this basically means is, bro, he basically has the ultimate right to end life. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I don't think so. But like, if he created everything and everybody, right? You know, it's different for everybody. You may believe that we came from frogs, something. That's just you, my man. You may believe that a big bang, something exploded in space, and all of a sudden we here, you know, talking about, started off fucking, and then we're Neanderthals, and then now we Homo sapiens and Homo sapiens. You know, talking about, everybody has their beliefs. You believe in what you want to believe in, bro. It's not gonna change anything. Relax, you know what I'm talking about. But I believe that, bro, we're creating God's image, and if he's able to create, then only he can say stop, only he can say play. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, it's almost like if God says action, who can say cut? You know what I'm talking about? If God opens his door, who can close it? You know what I'm saying? This verse is basically a fundamental statement in the Noachian covenant that establishes the sanctity of human life. Nobody has a right to take life, bro. Nobody has that right to decide who deserves to live and who deserves to die. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the death penalty is going to be effective in any way. It's just going to cause more problems. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I believe. But like as always, bro, I wanna hear what y'all think about it, bro. Comment down below. Reading your comments is fun, dog. Read your comments, bro. While you're at it, don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I've never done that before. It's the first time, but like, you know what I'm talking about? Watch another one. Don't subscribe. Don't need to subscribe. Watch another one. Type.